what are the most common types of employment? Really, it comes down to two. There's W-2 employees or self-employed. And we also included employed by family because we see that sometimes as well. So with a W-2 employee, as soon as the employee starts, they can start using that income.
Correct. So for somebody that's employed, not self-employed, employed, we're looking at how much are they making now and how much will they make into the future.
Yeah. And because they're employed, that the lender's not judging the company with if it's going to continue, if how that company is doing, if it's thriving or making money. So going back to W-2 employee, they want to, and everything in lending, they want to document it. So they'll probably want a copy of your W-2 that is used for your taxes, that you receive a copy of that at the end of the year. We'll want pay stubs, we'll want offer letter if you have it. Or if we can't get pay stubs or an offer letter, we can send a verification of employment. It's another form. All these things are just documenting how much money you make.
Well, the offer letter is kind of a unique thing. Mm-hmm. Normally, you're going to have pay stubs if you're working for a company. And if you can't get them, we can also send out a verification.
Yeah. Dad, do you mind kind of going through the different types of, it's close to your, wherever, the salaried. Yeah. Different pay structures that people have as W-2 employees.
As a W-2 employee, there's different ways of being paid. They're salaried. For us, that's the easiest because we know exactly how much you're going to be making. And usually there's a guaranteed number of hours. That's what we're really looking for. We're looking for somebody that's full-time or a guaranteed number of hours. And once we know that, then we can use that hourly amount times how much they work, 40 hours a week or whatever, and figure out how much they're going to be making per month. So that's the amount that we would use. If someone is salaried plus commission, say they're a salesman and they're guaranteed a certain hourly rate, but they're also receive a commission, we can use the commission, but we have to show a history that you've received the commission. And we're looking for a 2-year history or close to a 2-year history in that situation. The other situation may be that it's a combination of salary and piecemeal, and or maybe it's just piecemeal. And what I mean by piecemeal, let's say you make a widget. Let's just give it the name widget. You make something and you get X amount of dollars per item that you make. That's a little different. That's closer to a commission. So we're going to look at a history. We want to see how much you're making over a 2-year history if we can.
Yeah. And with those 2-year histories, sales go up and down. I don't know if anyone hits the same amount of sales every year. Like a salary, it's usually preset and might increase incrementally based off performance. But that being said, with commission piecemeal, they're looking at the 2 years, but they'll average those 2 years. So they'll combine all of them and then divide it by 2.
Correct.
Or 24 months, however you want to look at it. The caveat of being employed W-2 is if you're employed by family. Lenders want to see at least 6 months of being employed by the family before they'll use that income. And the reason why they do it really is to make sure, I think it's to make sure it's legitimate.
Right. I think it is. We have little caveats to things once in a while. And one of them is, let's say that your dad, let's say you just went to school for whatever it is, and you're looking for a job, but you haven't found it yet. And your dad says, well, just move back here and I'll give you a job at the family company and you can buy a house. Well, that's great, except that lenders kind of look at that and say, well, is this just a favor because of family? Is this really the job that you wanted to work in? And if it's a family member, a small company, a small family-owned company, and they find out about that, they're going to make you wait 6 months. You have to have a 6-month history of working for that company before they'll accept it.
Yeah. And I think the principle in general here that will repeat is lenders, they don't want you to, let's say you qualify for a house or a payment, a monthly payment right here. If you get a job on top of that, but it's really just a temporary job. It's really just to say, yeah, I want to buy a house up here though. As soon as you either that job stops or that favor stops or whatever, they don't want you to be stretched too thin.
Right.
They don't want you to go into foreclosure or default on their payment